Hi, I'm Monica and this is Darren. We sold our house and everything that goes with it to buy a boat and live on the water. With virtually no experience, we are transitioning from a yard to a yacht. So climb aboard and come with us as we go seeking adventure.
We're about halfway now from St. Augustine up to Parris Island, South Carolina, where we're going to go for our son's Marine Corps graduation.
So this is day 9 since we left St. Augustine on our way north. And things are going pretty good, I would say, right?
Yeah, I think things are going really good. We've had a few challenges along the way, but nothing we haven't been able to overcome.
Right. We're not there yet, so I don't want to jinx us.
No, we have another challenge today called Hell Gate. It's a place where there's an inlet and a little island in the middle of the inlet, and we have to cross behind the island. So there's really, really bad current, and the water is very shallow.
Yeah, so of course I read all the comments on Facebook as usual and see what other people have done, and there's a lot of kind of scary comments. Some people are just wanting to kind of put their story, what happened, but they don't really say how they ended up in that story. So I'm wondering sometimes when people put those comments, maybe they were there at the dead of low tide. It could have been like the wind was really worse than what it is today. So
at low tide, there are areas right off of the channel that are about 3 feet deep, and if we hit those, we'll run aground because our depth is 3 and 3.8, so around 4. If it's more shallow than that, we're in some big trouble. But what we've done is we've gotten up a little early, and we're going to be leaving about an hour ahead of high tide. So we should get there in about an hour. So it should be right around high tide, which is slack, that we should be going through that area. And that should take that 3 foot of water and make it about 10 feet of water.
Yeah, because there's an 8-foot difference.
Yeah, 8 foot. So
8 feet. I mean, that's a
feet,
lot of that's a lot of water.
11-foot difference.
Right.
And we'll glide right over it, and the current shouldn't be too bad. It's slack, and it's not too windy today, so we shouldn't have any problem. But we're a little nervous about it.
Although it doesn't look very dramatic in this video, you can see here in Aqua Maps how narrow the passage really is, with severe shoaling on both sides. Thanks to careful planning, we made it through with no problem. Next stop is Thunderbolt, which is a small marina off the ICW a few miles south of Savannah. A perfect place to stretch our legs and rest for a couple of days. And to do some much needed cleaning.
So we've been at Thunderbolt Marina for 3 days now, and we're getting ready to leave. We don't know if we're going to have any help with our lines when we're leaving, so I'm going to loop the lines, and I'm going to show you what that means. Whenever we're going to be at a marina for any length of time, we always tie our lines with one end attached to a cleat on the boat, like this one, and one end attached to a cleat on the dock, like this one. When we loop the lines, we attach both ends of the line to the boat cleat and loop the middle of the line tightly around the dock cleat. And that way, whoever is on the boat untying the lines, can untie from up on top of the boat, just pull in the line that's wrapped around the cleat, off on the safety of the boat, and off we go.
Our last stop before we reach our final destination is Daufuskie Island, only a few hours further north on the ICW.
Not looking forward to the trip back.
Is our boat still there?
But it's still there. Yeah, it hasn't moved yet. Well, it's moving a lot actually. It hadn't come any closer to us yet.
We use an anchor alarm app to tell us if the boat is moving outside of a safe circle when anchored. We were a bit nervous leaving Seastar because the alarm had gone off earlier when we tried to get to shore. This line here shows when we went outside of the safe circle. However, the app is part of my phone, so when we hopped into the dinghy with my phone, of course the alarm went off. Another rookie mistake. Although not much to it from the outside, Daufuskie ended up being so much more than we expected. Located between Hilton Head and Savannah, Daufuskie is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean and the ICW and is only accessible by ferry or barge. Although small, only 8 square miles of surface area, it has a full-time population of about 450 people. The island has been inhabited for thousands of years. And this is where we learned about the Gullah people.
It's a kind of piece of fruit that fell out of a tree. Not really sure what it is. I don't think she really knows what it is either.
Good to be rocking.
Rocking in a different kind of way.
Yep, normally we rock on water, and now we're rocking on land.
Yeah, the classic southern front porch at this little store we're in with the rocking chairs reminds me of my great-grandmother's house.
Yeah, very southern. big oak trees. Just very pretty. Nice with a break from the water, actually. In order to see the entire island, you can rent a golf cart, but we decided to explore the area by foot. We came upon a museum with all kinds of artifacts, from coins to military buttons, Indian arrowheads, and photographs. The museum reflects the history of Daufuskie Island from its pre-colonial days through the mid-20th century. The island is also known for their Gullah people, which were the enslaved people of plantation owners. You can learn a lot about their fascinating culture and tight-knit community and heritage here on Daufuskie that takes you back to when neighbors helped neighbors. Here you will also find tabby ruins, former quarters of the enslaved, constructed with oyster shells, sand, and water. The remnants are the haunting reminder of the days when the Gullahs were enslaved. So we have reached the end of the path, and it was a very short hike. A little disappointed in that ruin because the picture in the museum showed it to be a lot more than it was, but nevertheless it's very historical and it has a lot of significance. So we saw it and we are at the end of the path, and we're gonna turn around and walk back to the marina. Sea Star had not moved.
So we're still at Daufuskie, and tomorrow we pass Parris Island and arrive in Beaufort, but not before we get a little nasty weather. It's going to be cold and rainy today, starting in about an hour or so. Cold tonight, cold tomorrow, and windy. So that's what we'll be dealing with for our last night anchored outside of Daufuskie and our arrival in Beaufort.
Yes?
What are you doing?
I'm editing videos. as always.
Why aren't you outside?
Well, it is cloudy and raining on and off, which makes it very cold in here. And it's a good rainy day project to do videos. Although a beautiful anchorage, we found out that it wasn't ideal. We were anchored right next to a small, dilapidated dock that we were surprised to find out was still in use. When this barge squeezed in between us and the shore, we felt it was a bit too close for comfort, so that was our cue to leave. And because I had forgotten to turn off the anchor alarm, it went off again as soon as we moved outside of the safe circle. Well, at least we know the alarm is working. One more leg and we'll be in Beaufort.
Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to Monica and I that you would choose to spend your time with us.
And if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, so that way you'll be notified of future episodes.
And if you think your friends might enjoy watching, then please share with them. They may appreciate it, and it will definitely help us to grow our channel.
Thanks again for watching. We hope to see you soon.